If your boss owed you $25,000 in unpaid wages, and sometime later you were able to get the unpaid wages he owed you, would you go get your money? Even if it was 20 years later, would you go get your money back if you could? If your answer is yes to these questions, congratulations. You're pro-reparations for new Africans. This is a good thing, by the way. Slavery enabled capitalists to obtain free labor through violent force so that they could reap even higher profits. Slaves were never compensated for the value their labor created, and the value they created was massive. The United States alone benefited from a total of 220 million hours of forced labor between 1619 and the abolition of slavery in 1865. Valued at the U.S. minimum wage with a modest rate of interest, that's $97 trillion in unpaid wages. $97 trillion. So if you'd get bent out of shape if a boss didn't pay you for half a year's wages, then you ought to be super pissed about the hundreds of years of work Africans and new Africans never got paid for. I know some of you are likely thinking, but that happened so long ago. No one who was alive then is alive now. Let me ask you this. If the boss who stole all those wages from you became a multimillionaire because of all your unpaid labor, and your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren found a way to reclaim that stolen value, to get the wages stolen from you, would you stop them? Would you tell them to just let it go and let that boss not only keep all his stolen wealth, but never suffer any consequences for the way he exploited you and other workers? Pretty sure if it was your labor that was stolen and your millions of dollars that you could reclaim, you'd reclaim it, and you'd have every right to. You produced that value. You deserve the wealth it created. So why do y'all balk when new Africans demand to be compensated for what was stolen from them? When they ask our just and democratic system of law to hold the exploiters accountable for their crimes? The industrial age could not have happened without African labor. The wealth of every billionaire and millionaire was built on slavery. If you care about justice, if you truly believe all men are equal and should be treated equally under the law, then the 0.1% needs to pay for what they did. They need to provide reparations to new Africans.